We've been battered and bruised, and we've moved and come back. Our colors don't change. We're silver and black. Commitment to excellence starts up every year. No powers on earth will drown out our cheer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of our mighty silver and black, and unto these colors for which we stand, Raider Nation under a groove, with free speech and liberty. Remember the tools. He who has ears, let him hear. I hereby declare I am a Raiders fan. I am a Raiders fan.
Hello, Raider Nation. Welcome to Sideline with Oakland Raider Savage and myself, Raider Homer. How you doing, Oakland Raider Savage?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good after that crisp, nice win that we had over there at the Hall of Fame game. I'm feeling good. We look good.
They did. They look very good. Very well coached. Of course, we're going to get into the Hall of Fame game. I was there. It was great to be there with my beautiful wife, having a good time with the Raider Nation, enjoying, the Hall of Fame ceremonies, the game itself, watching Cliff Branch go in. It was awesome, man. There's lots of stories. I got to meet Marcel Reese, Sandra, the new president. I got to meet Andre Rison was there, dude. It was cool. I got a lot of autographs. You can see the hat, my old mask. I'm gonna be retiring the mask because it's signed all over the place. Great time, great weekend. I recommend any Raider fan get to the Hall of Fame if you haven't been to the Hall of Fame. It's definitely a great experience. You get to see Wayne in there. It's awesome. It's awesome to see all the tributes to all the Raiders in there and the Raider Nation. So it's exciting. Get there if you can. Now, be sure you get your phone calls in to tonight's phone blitz. Call 512-298-2407 and let your voice be heard, Raider Nation. Give us your thoughts on the team or ask us a question. You can also ask us a question in the comments, of course. We'll be checking the comments right now as soon as we get through this intro. On tonight's show, like we just talked about, we're going to talk about the Jaguars game, the Hall of Fame game, and get into the upcoming games against the Vikings, sideline to sideline. We're going to cover our team, take a look at the other teams coming, and we will be we might be shuffling the schedule, trying to land it, the show coming out on the day that we get the all 22 film so that we can kind of break down some film for y'all guys. So just kind of be patient with us. We might be making more announcements as the weeks progress. This is a preseason for us as well, as Oakland Raider Savage said last week. So we're working all that out. Still getting used to this show. You see the new format. So thanks for tuning in. Please, again, call the Tonight Show and you can be heard. All right, so Savage, you
make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the Section 105 Media Network on YouTube. Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah, you can go there. We're working on that. You can watch the replay from this here. We'll be going live here on Oakland Raider Football, Las Vegas Videos Facebook page. We'll be going live here and then posting the video too. And I didn't even record. Never mind, maybe not. Not this episode. I'll just hit record now. You're supposed to help me remember that. But all right, look, let's go ahead and just get to our first segment, quick hits, all right? I know you got a lot of news and notes, so let's just get to that.
I'm a motherfucking Raiders.
All right, this week's quick hits. We'll go ahead and let some of these highlights play. Savage, you had a lot of notes, a lot of good things. The backup quarterback looked really, really good. And I'm excited about that. The coaching staff went and got who they wanted, right? You already know what Derek Carr can do. Now we're starting to see what this young guy can do. Stidham, he played very well. He's comfortable in the system. He can move. He's got a good arm. You're about to see him connect right here on a 30-yard pass or so. Just to Cole Sr. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do to help with the wide receiver rotation. This team looked really good, except for Parker. Now, I know you have some comments on Parker that you would like to talk about.
Well, throughout the whole game, the Raiders only gave up 2 sacks. Wait. No, they got 5 sacks, but two of them was Brandon Parker early in the game. He gave one up to the Jaguars' number one overall pick.
For
I
number
forgot his name though,
44.
but
Yeah.
he got beat inside. He did a little move, got beat inside, got a Stidham sacked, and then right after that, I don't know if you guys remember a guy named Arden Key who was talking about that mess when he went to go to the Niners and was non-existent. When we found him, where everyone goes to retire in Florida, down in Jacksonville. He was having a great preseason game. That's on my garbage notes right here. Arden Key shows up in a meaningless game against his former team. He beat Brandon Parker the following play on another inside move. I mean, Brandon Parker, he's supposed to be, he seems to be slotted as the number one swing tackle. So basically, the sixth man of the offensive line. And he didn't look good on the left side. I know he's more comfortable on the right side, but if you're that guy, they say the coaching staff, Josh McDaniels, they want versatile guys to back up the starters. You need to know how to play multiple positions, and he didn't look good. He didn't look good in this preseason game. The number one cardinal rule as an offensive lineman, you don't get beat inside because that's the quickest lane to the quarterback, and he got beat twice, 2 plays in a row. They're foaming at the mouth. They're foaming at the mouth right now. They say when there's fights, that means that guys are trying to compete. Max Crosby does not know anything less than 100%. He was. That's why he got the MVP in the Pro Bowl because he was the only one playing 100%. So if you're gonna go against Max Crosby, you better go 100% back at him. That's probably what he did. The rookie got respect apparently, going toe to toe with Max Crosby. He got respect from his teammates. So looking like we got some good guys in there. And the one thing that they've been saying outside of camp, or reporting from camp, is that every player is really, taking accountability seriously. One of the things that Josh McDaniels has said that they need to learn how to not lose, which means dropping the football, fumbles or pre-snap penalties. And in this game, we only had 2 pre-snap penalties. We had a delay game, and we had a illegal formation. That was it. They were smooth. There was no false starts. Like everyone was on point. And if the rookie, I mean, if the second team, third team, and on are looking sharp, I mean, I can only imagine that the starters are even that much better when they start playing in week one against the Chargers. Russell Wilson. Yeah, and everyone knows all we're hearing is the Chargers are going all the way. The Chargers are going all the way with the quarterback Gerber, Herbert, whatever, little high school kid. Getting tired of it. Getting tired of them giving Chargers love. What have they really done? Anything at all since what the Schottenheimer years? Like Tomlinson years. I mean, the Raiders are under the radar. I like being under the radar. Let us be under the radar. Like we're always the underdogs. We're always the ones that they're counting out. Let us be that. That's what we're used to, and we surprise teams. We were what 10-7 last year, and we're still not getting the respect. We went and went toe to toe with the eventual AFC conference champions, and we didn't get no respect. So it's good. It's good. I like our position where we're at. Let us do our thing under the radar because there's more pressure in Denver with Russell Wilson being traded over there. Everyone's probably looking at him as a new savior, kind of like the new Peyton Manning. Where Peyton Manning came in and got them wherever, and the Chiefs. They're still holding on to them being, the top seed. You can't knock out, you can't replace the champs until you knock them out. So we're under the radar, and I like it. I like it. So let us be under the radar. We're building our team up, and we're going to surprise some people this year. Starting with game one. Well, Josh Jacobs, I think, only missed what 3 games his whole professional career with the Raiders. I mean, they didn't pick up his fifth option, so he's either playing for a new contract or playing for a new team. Everyone was surprised that they had started him. He was the only starter, um, skills position playing in the first preseason game. So it was kind of weird, to have Josh Jacobs out there running with the seconds and thirds. I mean, and it's anything's possible. It's one of those things where I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of like when they traded Khalil Mack. I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised. Running backs are not a premium. I mean, yeah, they're not a premium position anymore like they used to be back in the day. So running backs are expendable, and unfortunately, for a shelf life for a running back is about like 3, 4, 5 years, depending on how well they take care of themselves or how much they stay injury free, taking all them poundings to the middle. So I mean, the Raiders could get good value for him. I know the middle linebacker for the Bears wants out, and we can use some linebackers. So I don't know. It's I'll be surprised, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised, being the fact that they had declined his his 5th year option going into the season. Got a very crowded receiver room, yes. I mean, to be honest, we were just talking about him was Jared Stidham, because one of the things that we get afraid of is if Carr goes down, and Carr doesn't really, he's been injured many times, with the exception of the broken leg in 2016. I mean, you can't come back the next game for that. But no, he had the back injury that he tried to cut. He came back like soon after that. Carr does not take games off, but you want a reliable backup quarterback. We had some questionable guys back in the past. I think Mariota is probably the best backup we've had in the 8 years Carr's been our quarterback. 6, 7, 8 years, 7, 8 years. Stidham coming from the Patriots with Josh McDaniels knowing the system. He looked sharp back there. And, we didn't have our starting five up there protecting him. But with the pressure coming, I mean, he was making deep throws. He was staying in there, until the last possible second, throwing deep. So I would say he was the standout. It's a competition between him and Nick Mullins, and Stidham being the who has the experience under that system, knowing the verbiage, knowing all the, knowing Josh McDaniels. He started out real good. I think we got a good number two with Stidham behind Carr. So if ever Carr goes down or whatever, the talent level shouldn't be a far drop off with the backup. I think we should be good, and that was my standout player in this Hall of Fame game.
I think I might have fixed up a little bit of the audio issues that I might have had. Again, it's preseason. Thank you everybody that stayed tuned and everybody that's helping me out right now. So here we go. Stidham was your number one guy, the surprise player. Let me go back to his stats though. I want to take a look at some of his stats. 53.3
Yeah,
completion
he
percentage,
was
96 passing yards. That's
76.4.
Yeah, 73.2 rating. So I mean, he played well though, but he's got the legs, man. I liked how he bootlegged out to the right side and scored that touchdown. A lot of Raider Nation talks about that and wants Derek Carr to start doing that. And so if this guy, like you said, Derek Carr has been a bit of an Iron Man for us. But if he can't make it through the season and Stidham can play like that, we still have a shot. Of course, Derek Carr, we need him. We need him. Don't get me wrong. But, Mariota, we thought, if Carr went down, we're good. It seems like if Carr goes down right now for a game or two with Stidham, we still have a shot because he can manage a game or take charge of a game, it looked like, depending, because he had second string wide receivers playing for him. I would think that Davante Adams and Waller and Renfro would help him elevate his game if he had to step in, and we would still be able to play well. Now, one thing before we get to this Vikings stuff, it still depends on this defense, which did look good, though. It looked really good, but it's just got to keep improving. And Jonathan Abram really cannot be a liability in the backfield, and Moore really needs to just kind of step up and be all that everybody feels like he can be.
But Nate Hobbs, he's the rising star back there in the defensive backfield.
Yeah.
Nate Hobbs has been going against Devontae Adams. He's been following him throughout the wherever Devontae Adams goes, he's right there to cover him. They could be doing that where they just have not Hobbs going after the number one receiver throughout the whole game, and he said he's up for it. He's ready for that.
All right, we're kind of just trying to keep up. Like I said, we're just kind of keeping up with what's going on with the stream, working on all that. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and move on to Behind Enemy Lines.
We ready.
So this Vikings team, I'm gonna put these highlights on for y'all, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Oh wait, hold on. Let me pull up my notes and push them over here.
Minnesota Vikings. We all know the Vikings since Super Bowl 11. Ken Stabler to Dave Casper. Ken Stabler to Blitnikoff. Ken Stabler to Cliff Branch. Mark Van Egan running the ball. It was a great game, Super Bowl 11. We killed them over there. Art Shell and Gene Upshaw gave I forgot his name. Gave Marshall a 0 in the stat sheet that game, going back to 1976 right there. That's how we know the Vikings. They ain't got nothing on us. I don't care if that was more than 40 years ago.
Well,
there's your history lesson right there.
Hold on a second. History lesson. All right, let's see. It's still playing through there if I do that. All right, and I'm going to look at my notes here. For those that are wondering about the Vikings, this is the first-year head coach of Kevin O'Connell, and some of the reports are saying that he's taking it easy with his guys. He's trying to keep them healthy. So, in practice, there's only so many days of shoulders or pads, and there's only so many days of this and that. So he's really taking it easy. So I don't really expect him to play his starters. I'm thinking more so about him. He's going to play his backups, because this, it's still early in the preseason. We might play our starters. You might see a series or two out of our offense, starters. You may see Max Crosby in this one. Get some footage on these guys. Maybe if they get a little nicked up, they got a couple of weeks to heal. But get a little bit of, sometimes you just got to get out there and hit, for the first time in the season to get going. And so I would imagine that you might see, some of our starters, but I don't think you're going to see the starters of the Vikings because this is their first game. They also have a new defensive coordinator, Ed Dontel, and the Vikings have just transitioned to a 3-4 base defense for the first time since 1985, which is kind of weird because we're looking like we're in the 3-4, and the last time we won a Super Bowl is when we were really playing in the 3-4 that I can remember, right? There may be a spot in there where we did it for 1 year or so.
I believe all 3 Super Bowls were won in a 3-4 defense.
Yeah, so I'm excited, because pass rushing, is big, and so when you have that, I guess there'll be 2 gapping, you know what I mean? So you'll have a nose tackle shading over a little bit, and there'll be 2 gapping in the middle of the defense, but then you got those guys that are able to stand up on the sides and help Max get to around the edge and things like that. I'm kind of excited about the 3-4 defense. I still wish we had a Khalil Mack, but we don't. But I think because a guy like that being able to put his hand in the dirt and then stand up in a 3-4 defense would be dangerous. And we'll see what happens. Some reports coming out that they're talking about Max maybe standing up and getting his hands out of the dirt. We'll see, maybe so. But They do have some guys, some players to watch out for. Defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson. They're saying that in from the reports that I'm reading, they're saying that he's helping this defense transition from the 4-3 to the 3-4. Eric Kendricks is another one to watch out for. Former Eagles and Cardinals linebacker Jordan Hicks. Both of those guys, Eric Kendricks and Jordan Hicks, are starting linebackers. Now, we did see our starting linebackers, so you might see some of these starting defensive guys for them, and maybe not so much the offense. Here, let me adjust my camera. I guess I'm just ruining the illusion over here. The illusion that I know what I'm talking about. And so, another guy is safety Lewis Klein, cornerback Andrew Booth Jr. These guys are not necessarily the starters, but they said that they've been playing really well in camp. So you're probably going to see a lot of these guys playing a lot of time in this game. These are just some people to look up. Please go to Vikings.com, check out some of these highlights. Study the team yourself. That's the whole point, is to be able to, go where we're going, hopefully communicate with us through the phone blitz or the chat line, and then we can all just have an open discussion here while we're looking at highlights and breaking down some of this film. Again, as we get going, we will be breaking down some film. Of course, Patrick Peterson is on this team. I doubt we'll see him. Their top receivers are Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson, but we may see them a series or two, but I doubt it. We didn't play our best wide receivers first. But maybe one guy that we got to worry about is their pass receiving tight end, Zach Davidson. Tight ends have been something that's really hurt our team for many, many years. So it would be nice to see a pass catching tight end get there and try to run around in our defense and see our defense shut them down. You know what I mean? I would love to see that. Of course, in my notes, I also got Dalvin Cook, who is the running back, really good running back. You may see him. We saw Josh Jacobs. I'd love to see our defense be able to play the run and then have to maybe drop back at the play action and then cover Zach Jefferson or Davidson. I mean, I need to see that from our defense. Like I said, this defense, if it's in top 10, top 15, we can win, at least a couple of playoff games. Definitely get into the playoff games, win a couple of playoff games, hopefully make a Super Bowl run. This would be great if it's a Cinderella season. I wish I would have saved that article, but next time I will, as I see these articles, and we'll take a look at the articles as we take a look at these videos and things like that as well. Another one is the fullback C.J. Ham, who they say is a really good out of the backfield. Again, we've coming out of the backfield, sometimes we've been getting burned. So, excuse me, I want to see this defense be able to shut down a tight end, be able to shut down the run, not bite on the play action, and then, keep people coming from out of the backfield like a C.J. Ham into minimal gains. These are types of things that I want to see, man. So what are you looking forward to seeing from this game versus the Vikings?
Well, of course, that we're not really seeing, the real team that's going to suit up in the regular season, but I just want to see discipline. And like you were saying with defense covering tight ends, our division is full of star tight ends, and we do get burnt. We've been getting burnt from tight ends since dude from the Chargers. I won't forget his name.
Antonio Gates,
number 88. No, Antonio Gates. Since Antonio Gates and Gonzalez from the Chiefs, we've been getting burnt from tight ends since back then.
Yeah,
So
I'm tired of it.
it's good that I want to see some players step up and can cover tight ends, and the run defense up the middle. That's another weakness we've had in the past couple years is the runs up the middle. Like, I don't know if that's, we got some big guys now to not get blocked out, not get trapped out, and having these wide open gaps up the middle. So I just want to see that the defense is starting to cover the run up the middle, and like you said, these tight ends. So I'm really looking more at how these schemes are looking against these offensive teams. So that's why I'm more looking at schemes and then seeing who else stands out, because we want to know who's going to be our starters back there in the defensive backfield and who's starting. I mean, who's standing out, because all those positions are basically wide open. The backers, except for Perriman, but the backers, the safeties positions are wide open. The cornerback positions are basically wide open. I mean, Rockinson is supposed to start one end. We don't know if it's going to be Mullen on the other end or Nate Hobbs coming in the other outside corner. But all these positions are wide open. I want to see competition. Who's really trying to be on that starting lineup come game one? So I want to see some more standouts coming out, giving some big hits. And I want to see. And I'm a big Abram fan, and I want to see him do better this year. He is also one that got his fifth year canceled. So I want to see Abram, step it up, be more in control, because he could be a dude that could at least be a safety in the box or like that, maybe like a linebacker safety hybrid type of position in the box, and to at least bump tight ends or something. So I just want to see how they look, and to continue that discipline, be smart football, not let us beat us. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Definitely with you on that. Smart football. But again, it looks like this coaching staff is teaching that. We talked about how they had people running when they were making false starts. Then you only saw two pre-snap plays. The team is looking a lot more disciplined. So again, the Vikings starting quarterback would most likely, or the Vikings starting quarterback is Kirk Cousins, but most likely he's not going to play in this game. So we'll take a look at Sean Mannion, I guess. Man, this guy right here last year, he had 189 yards, one touchdown with a 33.5 QB rating. So if this is their backup, this is who I would assume that we're going to see on the field this weekend. It would be nice to see our defense devour this guy. Please, so many times the Raiders defense let some nobody quarterback step up and destroy us. And we're like, what the hell is going on? And that's big time. That's one of the biggest reasons that we can't be consistent in winning. So it starts with, facing guys like Sean Mannion, Menon, whatever you say, however you pronounce his name. But we need to be able to stop him. And this could be big if we can. Because, like I said, you're showing. Then we could start to think that, yeah, okay, well, we are taking the steps in the right direction. Our team is slowing down these backup quarterbacks, not getting burnt. If our backups are stopping the backups, we're in good shape.
Yeah, and that's just. I remember a long time ago. I think we made John Kitna a star.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing these no-name quarterbacks become superstars, household names because they played against us and we didn't show up. And I know it's hard. You're not gonna. I mean, preseason is different because you probably game plan it against their backups because backups on backups, but you don't really game plan versus backup players in a regular season. But their talent level is a drop off from the starter. If it wasn't, they would be starting. So we need to let these, make sure that these lesser talented players don't come out and just have a field day with us. That's another one of the things that we would do in the past. That's how Nick Mullins, I believe, got his name out there a couple years ago when he was playing for the Niners. So,
And then he comes in for us
I
and
agree with
fumbles
you
the
on that.
ball. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it starts there. You
on
know
the
what I mean?
on,
Yeah. So it starts there, being able to shut down these players that aren't necessarily, starters in the league. We got to be able to shut them down. If our defense can't shut them down, if our scheme can't shut them down, something's wrong. But it seems to be going right so far. Could be a good. Hopefully, this game turns out to be another good sign. But yeah, man, I'm excited about all that is coming down the pipe, man. There's a lot to be hopeful for this season. And I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted already going to the Hall of Fame game. We was gonna try to go to this one, but we may not be able to make it to this game. But man, it's definitely an exciting setup for this season.
I mean, we look promising. I know we only played one game, and we also do have with the Hall of Fame game, we do have um, I guess 1 week up on everybody else because everybody else will be playing their first preseason games this coming weekend. So, I mean, all we gotta do is just stay consistent. The backups stay consistent, keep the competition level up, I want to see who wants to, I want to see who's standing out, who really wants to, come in onto this team, make a difference, make plays, new playmakers. That's what I want to see. I want to see who steps up. I want the cuts. I want when they have to start cutting down the roster. I want them to be difficult decisions. That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
All right, well, cool. All right, well, like I said, I just got back from Canton, Ohio. It's been a long, long week, man. Our flights were canceled. We had to sleep in the airport a couple of nights, man. But we made it. We made it. We had a great time. So right now, we can check the phone blitz and see if there's anybody calling the phone blitz. But unless you got something else you want to hear or say, what do you think, man? Might call this one a little short.
Well, first, if anybody watches Raider Nation or watches, if anyone listens to Raider Nation radio, whether it's online in Las Vegas, I think it's like 9:20 a.m. I think it's a station. Raider Homer got a shout out from Q on Unnecessary Roughness. His show's on at around 3 o'clock. He was out there talking about Gorilla Rilla. I met Gorilla Rilla, and I met Silver and Black Panther, and I met Raider Homer. I said, hey! So Raider Homer's out there networking. He got some surprises for us coming up soon in these next couple episodes. We're trying to give you guys who are there with the Raiders out there on the in camp or whatever. Homer met those people out there, even though he had to sleep in airports. Hey, it's just like back in the day when the back in Oakland when guys would go out on a Thursday night and sleep in their cars until Sunday morning to get their spots out there in the parking lot. That's called dedication. That's Raider Nation right there.
That's
As Raider Man
Nation
would say, that's Raider Nation right there.
I mean, when you're
By any
using
means
airport
necessary.
bathrooms just to get to the Raiders, you know you're a real Raider fan. You know what I mean? Because those things are terrible. Hey,
Right
but
there.
check it out. This is lvsportsnetwork.com. Just go to lvsportsnetwork.com and then you click on right here and it will take you to Raider Nation Radio. Just click on the Raider Nation Radio icon. It'll play an ad and the menu pops up. You can also listen to the podcast.
It's the AMA Grand Championship Hill Climb, August 12th through the...
So, again, we're going to show y'all where we're going, what we're looking at, what we're listening to, because we want this to be interactive. We want this to be an interactive show where we got people in the comment sections. If we can get the phone blitz going, you never know. We might extend the show out a little bit just to take live calls. So get on the phone. Let us know what you think, Raider Nation. Let us know what we could do to, better the show. Let us know what you would like to see. And definitely get your voice heard. Just call 512-298-2407. I'll definitely have to put it in here somewhere. But this is what the phone blitz would have looked like.
The Raider Nation.
Boom. So, check it out. I'll show you something pretty cool. When you... Let's see. I'll see. You see it picking up? It picks up.
Yeah.
See how you're talking? Yeah, you say something. That's right. That's the way it worked. But you would hear you.
Oh, yeah. There it goes. There it go up.
Yeah, it did. It went
Oh,
on.
there I am. There I am.
See, so yeah, we're working. Hey, just, give us a call. I'll put the phone number in here. By the next episode, it's 512-298-2407. It'll be in the comments, pinned to the top. Like I said, we want this to be interactive. So stay tuned, Raider Nation. We'll be breaking down the games as we go. Looking forward to the other teams that we're about to play, sideline to sideline. That's what we plan to do for Raider Nation here on Oakland Raiders football, Las Vegas videos. Then we will post the recorded video to our YouTube channel, which is Section 105 Media Network. Please go there and subscribe if you haven't already. We do put other content there. We do remote broadcasts from the home openers, the Raider events, the tailgates. We've done a bunch of different stuff. So just go to Section 105 Media Network, and you'll find me over there. And then, so where else? I'll put you can see all of our information at the top here, very top. Oh. Just follow us on Twitter at Oakland Raider Savage, at Homer Raider. It's backwards on Twitter. That's what they gave that name to me. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't very good at creating social media pages at that point. You can follow us on Facebook where it's correct at Raider Homer and at Oakland Raider Savage. And you can also follow our Facebook group, Section 105 Media Network. That's where, we will, post what you want to post. Post questions in there. We might be putting, polls in there again. We used to do a lot of stuff, so we're just trying to get back on the horse, y'all. Working out a new style of show, and hopefully you will be participating in this.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you got anything else you'd like to add for tonight?
Just, it's football season's back. I know it's on the preseason, but I just miss talking Raider football. Like I said before, we got a game this Sunday at Legion Stadium, Vikings and Raiders. There's, like I said, there's history there going back to Super Bowl 11. And let's just go Raiders. Let's do it. Let's just win, baby. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, Raider Nation, just tune in next week. We will be posting when we go live. If we have access to the All-22 film by next week, we will go ahead and just shift our show over so that we can break down that All-22 film and get about, 20 more minutes out of this episode. So please follow us on social media and stay tuned.